East Tennesseans have been going here to find the right mattress for 30 years. So it wasn't unusual to find David Bissett buying one today. But what was is how he bought one.
The future is about change. The future is about innovation. And we have to make ourselves open to that.
He decided to invest in HEX, a form of cryptocurrency. He made his first purchase today without swiping a card.
And if any of you are into crypto, there's this one app, it's the Staker app for a crypto called HEX. It is by far my best winner. So if we can see my investment right here, the staked amount, which is sitting at $271,000. Back when I initially invested, I think that was May, that was a $15,000 investment. So whoever's good at math, you can kind of calculate what that return is.
We have some other pre-viral signals. We have an article showing HEX, showing how cryptocurrencies can now be advertised on Meta, the platform, which was once known as Facebook, which was once called something else. Basically, we might start seeing ads for HEX, for Pulse Chain, for other liquid farming projects, other things as well, I guess, on this platform, which will bring more eyes to it, which will open more minds. Now, how do you open minds when you get eyes on it? People take in this information, they try and understand it, they take into account everything that's happened to them in their past, they apply their own logic to it, whether it be flawed or not, they try and figure out what's true and what's not, then they make a decision, like an informed decision, the best they can do given the circumstances. Now, when you have a platform like Twitter, who has a reputation for being a gulag, has a reputation for censoring people, has a reputation for being in line, in lockstep with a communist regime almost, we have funny tweets like this from Elon Musk showing the old CEO disappearing. Now, over time, we shall see if this actually holds true and Twitter continues to roll out their censorship. Talking about narratives, so what could happen? We could have a very rich and powerful investor say something positive or negative about a particular asset, in this case, cryptocurrency. Now, what he has said, he agrees with China and he thinks that cryptocurrencies should be banned. Let's have a look at China for a second before looking into who Charlie Munger is. He's the right-hand man of Warren Buffett. It said he is his vice chairman, and that he basically has billions of dollars. Now, why would someone with billions of dollars not want to help other people out there? Because as cryptocurrency can innovate, it can help people. Like we've seen with the cryptocurrency HEX, the finished product, the only financial product that is a certificate of deposit on the blockchain, or resembles it at least, and produces up to what, like 40% APY per year, depending on how long you lock it away for. You know, this guy doesn't want other people to have it, and China doesn't want their people to have it either. Keeping in mind that China, you got to remember, makes a large majority, if not all, the ASIC mining chips, and they test it. And the way that they test it, how would you test something? You're going to test the car actually works. So therefore, the miners test if it mines Bitcoin at its peak power. I have heard peak power, basically getting the most profitable. After they've finished their testing, they get to keep that cryptocurrency called Bitcoin, and then they dump that shit on your head. But that aside, that a billionaire entrepreneur doesn't like cryptocurrency and is in line with thinking that it should be banned because, countries who do things like this and arguably events that took place like this here, which led to things like this here, which could be arguably happening in current day here, which is another topic. We basically see a strange time where we have really rich people agreeing that they should have all the money and that government should control all their people by force. By force. They should censor them, and they should literally just do as they believe the people should just do as they say. Have no freedoms. Treat them like absolute garbage. If you agree with that, then cryptocurrency is probably not your thing. I would probably move on because cryptocurrency has the potential for lots and lots of freedom. Keeping in mind data and information and how that can be used to persuade your opinion, whether it be the intention of it to do so, or just the pure fact it shows you something, and if you believe that, then you'll make a decision based on that. We have a particular ranking site, and if you do use them because you want to see the price of a particular cryptocurrency all in one convenient spot, then these are the sites that would generally show you that. We see here there is a lot of red on today's charts. Lots of pullbacks, I guess you'd call it a correction of some sort. Whether or not it will bounce up higher or keep going down lower, I don't know. But previously I used to think that maybe there was some mass sort of, like a big giant fund of some sort that would sell everything in unison. They may sell everything and basically would appear that it's all happening like a coordinated attack on cryptocurrency. Now, what I would say is basically when articles with really wealthy investors who have lots of connections to various, I would say, banking entities and rich and powerful investors, because they would go around in the same sort of circle and chat amongst themselves, like, for example, Warren Buffett, I would imagine, would have conversations with Charlie. And should that be the case, then they all might form the same opinion. They all might decide to let other people know that they think it's like a negative on cryptocurrency, and maybe it may trigger a big sell-off across the market. Who knows? It could be as simple as an article being released which can trigger things like this to take place. Now, previously I used to analyze stock markets, and it was very fascinating because I've discovered things within the stock market that most people wouldn't discover. So basically, there was stocks that would be mining things called rare earth minerals. What I discovered beyond the price, beyond the economics of it, whether it's profitable to mine, etc., etc., you found the world global issues. Now, these global issues could affect what the material was used for. Now, the material itself turns out is used in a lot of electronic equipment, and then I noticed, oh, that's really strange because why would that matter? Well, thinking about the military-industrial complex and the use for electronic devices within that. Then I noticed there was particular countries or a country that was trying to get a hold over this. Now, your normal investors probably not thinking of things like that. They're probably thinking about like ratios or something like that, or how much money it's valued at, or how much money you can make in the future. But this is the way I think. So if you follow the money and you're able to apply your logic, you can see sometimes larger things that are actually going on that are right in front of you, but you have to actually look for it to understand it. So moving on from that, we have cryptocurrency. Now, it all appears as if it's dropping in unison, whatever the case may be, whether or not it's an article. More recently, though, I did stumble across what is Hart's Law. Now, this particular article here explains it briefly, and it explains the DEX and the pairings, explains when it was discovered. It was discovered by Richard Hart, associated projects, hex.com, polchain.com, Sci5. I believe there's another DEX coming up as well soon. And this article explains that maybe, just maybe, this could explain better why these cryptocurrencies act the way that they do. It's basically, yeah, if you read that article, it explains it a lot better than I. We have gas fees. Gas fees have settled down a little bit, but if you have a look at this, it's like what? Like 60, 70 bucks to just move things around? I mean, how many times are we gonna have to pay this? Like, to me, that's not that bad, but I remember when it was like dollars, a few dollars, not like tens of dollars. I've seen it a lot higher before when I'm assuming people are panicking and freaking out, moving cryptocurrencies everywhere, increasing, clogging up the network, etc., and whatever other projects are on there, causing this clogging effect. Pulse chain will solve this. Can you imagine doing these swaps for like pennies? Just imagine that. Now, people are now going to be able to understand and see this visually with their eyeballs on Metaverse if ads are placed out there. People will be able to help themselves. They'll get a copy of the ERC20s and they'll be able to play with it on the Pulse chain and move it around for like a lot less fees than this here. I would imagine close to nothing. I don't know though. Over time, I could see it ramping up very slowly, but it will take many, many years. I don't think it would reach levels like this for a long time. Getting close to the finish, people. Now we have here, this is a good tweet. Here's my take. Sell BTC all-time highs, and then buy HEX at 7% down from the all-time high. Come back in 6 to 9 months. Some people were saying it's over. You know, HEX is over. They're selling it, getting whatever other coin. How's that working out for you now? Oh, let's have a look at the market. Oh, that's not so good, is it? Oh, take that away. Yes, it might recover, but Pulse Chain might come out, and you get a copy of your HEX, and those two might perform pretty good. They might get a DEX that comes out, and that token might perform pretty good. And if you participate in the sacrifice, you might get some Pulse Chain tokens and coins, whatever. And you could maybe make some profits on that, and it's going to be issued at like zero cost base, so it's not actually income because it's zero. Go to hex.win pretty much sums this up. And summing up this video, we've got here hex.com, check it out, 40% interest in a year. You might want to see how much ETH you can get for HEX, because about 2 years ago it was a lot more HEX for 1 ETH, and now it's a lot more HEX, a lot less HEX, and you get a lot more ETH. And did I say that right? For the same amount of HEX that maybe once got you 1 ETH, you would get a lot more ETH now. So which one's performing better? We've got Pulse Chain coming soon, and I want to shield this one. I do use it, and I found this interesting. I'm trying to get them to notice HEX, and I'm like telling them, Pulse Chain's coming. You're gonna get a copy. There's gonna be a new fork. There's gonna be a DEX. I'm just trying to explain to them over Twitter. So again, this is the whole trying to run through a Google ad to get information out. It's kind of hard. But we have here, if you go to, this may help some Australian hexagons. Basically, on the 12th of December, any trade apparently between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. will have 0% trading fees. So I guess I will chuck a link in the bottom for that. And that, my friends, my fellow hexagons, my fellow pulsicans, and my new hexagons, my new pulsicans, that is my thoughts. Now, process that, digest that, and tell me if that made sense. Thank you. Hexcoin signing out.